Today's video is going to be some plant chores. I've got some things I need to kind of tick off my list. As we go into winter, we're still in autumn at the moment, and there are a few things I really want to do before it starts to get cold. So the first thing I want to do is pot up these Monstera mint cuttings, and I actually ended up chopping this into 2 cuttings because I had roots growing from 2 nodes. So yeah, I figured I might as well make 2 cuttings out of it, and yeah, it's rooted pretty well. I'm going to get it into soil because my experience with these kinds of plants is when you get it into soil, the roots start to grow much stronger. So I'm going to pot this up first. I'm going to go for this size pot, I think. Do have some pretty big roots on this one. I think they will fit in there if I just coil them round a little bit. I mixed up a bunch of new soil today. It runs out so quickly. So I'm not going to add a pole for this yet because, as I said, we are going into autumn, so I don't really think it's going to start growing a great deal right now. But certainly as we go into spring, it should start to grow more, and then at that point I will probably put in a pole for it to grow on. But for now, I'm just going to let it get established in here. I'm quite excited to grow this one, I have to say. But I will have to be patient. I can't actually remember how long ago these were started. Oh, I've made a dog's dinner of that. But yeah, I don't know how long it took these roots to grow. I cannot remember, but it's grown really well, and I think just in time as we go into the colder months. And speaking of Monstera adansonii, I think it's possible that my big Monstera adansonii needs repotting, so I think I'm going to do that today as well. The reason I say that is because it's kind of slowed down on the growth, and it is a plant that grows extremely fast. It's this one behind me here. I'm going to check it today for possible repotting. Now I can get this plant off onto the next stage of its journey, and yeah, looking forward to getting a pole on it come spring. We'll see what it does between now and then. I feel like it probably won't grow because of the colder months, but you never know. As long as it stays healthy, that's the main thing. Okay, so that's that one job done. Okay, so now I've ticked that one off the list. I'm going to check this massive Monstera adansonii to see if it's root bound. Because if it is, then I want to sort it out now before we get into the colder months so that it can be happy. It would make sense that it's root bound because it is quite a prolific grower, and I think it's been a while since I've repotted this one. Now, I've grabbed a couple of pot sizes, so we'll see what's going on in there and then go from there. If it's not root bound, then I shall just pop it straight back in here. Try not to break it because there's quite a lot of foliage here. see if my sixth sense is right. See if I can loosen up the other side. Okay, it's coming. There we go. And yeah, I was right. It does need a repot. So let's see which size it's going to want. That one's fairly similar. It's going to want this one here. Yes, that would be perfect. And this should be pretty straightforward. Just got to backfill this pot. I did actually add in a load more cuttings into this pot too, so it does have quite a lot going on, so it's no wonder it's kind of become root bound. But this should keep it going now until next year. See, I don't think it's going to fit back in here. No. Okay. Okay, I've stolen this pot from my bird of paradise, so it should fit in there, and I think the bird of paradise will fit in the pot that this one was in. Hopefully. Let's see. Okay, well that doesn't really fit, but it will do for now until I can find something more suitable. At least it will help to keep it up anyway. Okay, another little job I want to do is I've got this spider plant and it has some babies on there. And what I want to do, in fact, I'll just take this out of its pot. Basically, I want to add the babies back into the pot to make a fuller pot. But because we are in autumn, I'm not going to chop the babies off. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pin them to the soil and allow them to root in there while still attached to the mother plant. That's the plan. So I have these bobby pins and I'm just going to basically pin the babies into the soil. I just untangle them a little bit first. Hopefully this will work. I'm going to leave them on their sort of umbilical cord thing, and then I'm just going to pin them in there. Now if this was summer, I would have taken the babies out and I would have propagated them separately and then put them back in afterwards. But because we're going into autumn, I'm a little concerned that they may not take. So this way, if they don't take, then I haven't lost them because they're still attached to their mum. So it's all good. All right, I think I can put those two in together there. Just got to be careful I don't break it. Just pop them down in there. more. So let's see if I can get those ones in. I've been doing this with this plant now for a couple of years. Every time it has babies, I just pop them back in, and over time I'm going to eventually have a much fuller spider plant. So it's been a long-term project. They're getting all tangled up here. This one started off as just one tiny baby cutting. And I think I've mentioned it before, but this is the only spider plant I've ever had success with. I'm not very good with spider plants as a whole, but this one I seem to have good luck with, so long may it continue. Okay, now we just keep our fingers crossed that these little babies grow. Pop him back in his pot. Okay, please grow, babies. Yep, I'll keep you posted on how this goes. If you're interested,